Okay, so today we've got a new and different project. We're gonna work on this lazy bear. I did him several months ago. 3" by about 2.5 inches tall and about 1.5 inches thick piece of basswood. So I've just got some grid paper, got my 3" length, 2.5. I didn't keep the pattern for this one. All I did was just kind of start with a scrap block of wood and just start carving it. But what I wanted to do was kind of give you an idea of how I kind of get the pattern started. So we're going to use this flat edge here, and I'm just going to kind of just draw in some shapes of what I want him to look like. Put his head in there. Got one ear here, another one there. And feel free to change this pattern. Probably want to make that a little bit so we can get his foot back there. Probably what I think all I'm going to do is I'm going to change this up a little bit. Just trying to get stuff blocked in. So we kind of got that shape, something like that. Of course, he'll have his nose in here, and we'll put his eyes in. Something like that. So what I'll do is, out of that piece of basswood, I'll kind of get close to these shapes. Sometimes I'll follow it exact, other times I'll just kind of cut a little bit around it, but all I'm going to do is just cut this out, lay it on a block of wood, and go ahead and get the outside profile kind of shaped for me, and then start rounding it from that point. Start carving, removing all that material. There's his back leg. So he'll be a fun little project. So I'll go ahead and get that cut out, and I'll show you that process of how I come up with it. Okay, I went ahead and just cut this block 3 inches, 2.5 inches thick, and just took a regular pair of scissors and cut out this pattern just to the outline. And so now all I'm gonna do is trace the shape. Get it kind of close. So I've got the outline of my bear. Now I'll go to the bandsaw and I'll basically remove this material. I'm not going to cut a profile this way because we'll shape that. We'll need different depths. We'll need a depth for the head, the belly, the feet, etc. So there'll be no end cutting on that. Basically, it'll just be the outline of that. So got the block cut out, ready to start carving. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to, I always like to just kind of sketch in where the features are. So here's his hand. We know that this is his ear. And we've got another ear in here. Put those in there. There's his arm section. And I've got his other arm over here. His other foot. So there we go. Put his eyes in there, something like that. So now that we've got that, what I'll typically do, and you can go by this one if we've already got one started, so you can kind of see how you want to shape this. This is where the arm is here. This is the peak of the arm. Trying to get the facial depths. And then sometimes, there you go. You can kind of line these up. His ears. So what we'll do is we'll just draw those in there. This is the thickness of his ears, and then the front of his face, which will be his eyes. Make those a little bit longer. So these are just guidelines for me. Continue this down. There's an ear there. Okay. So I want to start pushing all this back to be able to pull this plane out. So what I'll usually do is I'll start removing this area here until I get to where his ears are. So you can kind of see that. So there's his ears. I'll mark them here where that one is, where the other one is, and start removing that and shaping up the back of the head, working towards this to where I finally got his nose pulled out.